are the worst money mistakes that you should avoid, especially if you're a teenager or if you're in your 20s. In other words, don't do these things. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. It really helps out the channel, so thank you for doing that in advance. Going into the first one, you shouldn't be making impulse purchases. Have you ever been in a situation where you go to the mall not really knowing what you were trying to get?
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
But then you end up buying 1, 2, maybe 3 things at the end of the day? Yeah, that's because you bought something on impulse.
Yeah, boy.
And if you were to cut down on your impulse buying and impulse spending, then you would have a lot more money saved up because this money wasn't meant to be spent on anything meaningful in the first place. It's really easy to go to the mall and buy a lot of random things that you don't really need. And you really want to take caution because a lot of these things add up in price and you really don't want to be spending that much on little things because at the end of the day, those $1 to $2 to $5 transactions really add up. So save your money, and if you're going to the mall, make sure that you go straight to the red section if you're gonna buy anything because, you know, it's on sale. So it's usually in the back. Make sure that when you're out shopping, you really just get the things that you really need, and when you see other things, just turn the other way and say, see you later, alright? The second worst mistake is just spending more than you make. So a rule of thumb is just to keep 20% of your income and make sure that's in cash so you can put it towards your investments and save it for your retirement later on. A lot of the times people are spending way too much on groceries or just regular expenses or stuff that they really don't need, like going on Amazon. You really don't need to be buying those things on Amazon every week, and those packages don't look prettier the more they come, alright? I remember when I was a swimming instructor in high school, I would be making $15 an hour, working 8 hours a week, and at the end of the week, I'd be making $120 an hour. But I lived at home, and I really don't have to pay for electricity, bills, water, food, and all that just went straight to my bank account.
I like money.
And I made sure that with that extra money, that disposable income, I would be able to invest and save it for whatever I want. So when I'll be working at the swimming job, I would get hungry sometimes, and a lot of people might go out to a restaurant or just order food or get DoorDash, but I would just walk across the street, go to McDonald's, order off the dollar menu, and it'd be a lot cheaper for my wallet, and I would be saving a lot more money at the end of the day. Yes, I get it, it's not really healthy, but I mean, you kind of got to make use of the 30 minutes that you're on break for lunch, right? So I guess. So with all the money that I saved, without paying for anything at home, I would just throw it into my investment accounts. And at this time, I was actually 17 years old, so I wouldn't be able to open up a brokerage account myself. So I actually opened up a brokerage under my dad's account, and then I funded his account, and then those investments grew into pretty big investments to what they are today. My first ever stock was Facebook, and then I also bought other companies like Skyworks Solutions and Tesla. I did sell off some of these companies, but they did give me a pretty nice gain at the end of the day. So I would say that money was put towards a pretty good use, and I was able to grow that money into more money. Number 3 is just not tracking your expenses. A lot of the times we'll just be buying things on Amazon, we'll be buying things at restaurants, we'll be buying things at the mall, and we really do not know how much we're spending at the end of the week, at the end of the month. So I think that it's a really good idea. It's just to keep yourself accountable and make sure that you really know how much is coming out of your bank account and how much is coming in. You really want to make sure that you're tracking your dollar to the T and just being transparent with yourself. Nothing really hurts more than opening up your bank app and seeing that you owe $300 when you only made $200 this week. See, it's not really a good feeling. Something that I like to use to track all of my expenses going in and out is the Mint app. So the Mint app, you can actually connect your brokerage accounts, you can connect real estate accounts, you can even connect your credit cards and debit cards. With this account, you can really see how much your net worth is and how much money is going out versus how much money is coming in. And you can really see how much you're spending per week, and it gives you a whole chart just to make sure that you know how much you're spending. One of the features I like about Mint is that it calculates the student debt that I have as well. That student debt just takes off a number from my net worth, and I really know how much I'm valued at the end of the day. And a lot of people will forget that they do have to pay these student loans, and in the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, or even their lifetime, they're gonna have to be stuck with these loans. So it's really good to know that you owe money to somebody and not forget about it, because you're gonna have to pay somebody at the end of the day, and that money is gonna have to go towards something else.
You naughty, naughty.
So you really want to make sure that you're gonna have that money when the time comes to pay that person off, because if you don't pay your loans, somebody's gonna come after you and you might get in trouble. So just talking to like other students and talking to other friends, I realized that a lot of people don't know about financial literacy. It just comes down to the simple process of making money with more money and compounding your money to more money. That's really as simple as it is. Once you understand that cash is trash and that you're going to be losing 2% of your cash to inflation every single year, then it would be wise to put your money into appreciating assets that are going to make money on money every single year. And I'm sure that you guys have all seen it too, that your money is being more devalued as time goes on. That candy bar is going to cost 50 cents more than it costed 2 years ago. And we're just going to see more increases in price as more dollars are being printed with the US government. So it's just something to think about there. So something that everybody needs to realize is that they will never be able to retire off that 9 to 5, and unless you're making a lot of money every single year, you and your spouse, then it's going to be pretty difficult to retire early. The easiest way to retire early is just to create as many streams of income as you can, because the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, and you really want to make sure that you're investing your money into appreciating assets that are going to grow and grow as time goes on. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's really as simple as that. A lot of people say,
I don't have enough money to invest, or I need this certain amount of money to get started with the stock market or just any investment in general.
I think the biggest thing is just to start now, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and once you have a lot of money, those mistakes are going to hurt a lot. But once you have no money, let's say that you have $1,000 now, what is that $1,000 to you now versus how much you're going to be making in the next 20 years? And in 20 years, if you make a big mistake of, let's say you lose 50% of your money, then it's going to hurt pretty dramatically. So one thing that you could do is just make sure that you're setting off a little money from every single one of your paychecks, because that's really going to help you save up a little cash pile that you could throw into the markets and just get money on money every single year. Number 5 is buying everything new. And I really don't like it when people are buying new things, because I'm like, you could have got the same thing used and it would have been the same exact utility of that product.
Okay.
But I guess it really depends, because some people don't really like using used stuff, but I mean, just get over it. It's gonna help you save a lot more money in the end, because just listen to my story, hear me out. There are a lot of things that you can find online that are brand new, just somebody owned it in the past, and it could be having a receipt and having packaging around it, but a lot of people won't even look to buy it. See, a lot of people just like to buy things off the website or going in store to make sure that they have that thing and they really want that thing, so they got that brand new thing. But if you look at other places like eBay, Craigslist, even my favorite, Facebook Marketplace, you'll be able to find a lot of deals and a lot of things that you wouldn't have thought that you would have been able to find online. For example, for one of my classes in college, I was able to get a calculator and save about $10 to $15 because somebody owned it in the past. And I'm only going to use this calculator for 1 semester. So what is getting a whole brand new calculator to me? I think that some things and some products in life are perfectly fine just used, and if you're able to accept the fact that somebody has held that product before and maybe has used it once, twice, maybe 3 times, then it's going to save you a lot more money in the future. Just remember that buying something from a store and buying something from somebody's website doesn't make the product any different than the product that you can find secondhand online. So just really make sure that you're looking at Facebook Marketplace before you buy anything, because likely somebody in your area is willing to give that same product away for a lot less than what they bought it for. And as a bonus, we have an honorable mention, and that is not making any personal goals for yourself. It's really important to sit down sometimes and think, what do I want my net worth to be in the next 5 to 10 years? And how am I going to get there? It could be through investing, it could be through starting a business, and it can be through just doing side hustles on the side. It's really up to you to decide what you want in your life and what you want to be worth in the future. And that's kind of my call to action for you guys. Just make sure that you're setting up a goal and really celebrate the small victories. It doesn't really have to be a big victory of me hitting $100,000 in the stock market. It could just be something as, I saved 50% of my income this month. I'm going to treat myself out to get a nice cup of coffee with my friend.
You're my friend now.
It's really as simple as that, and once you celebrate the small victories, you're going to really appreciate the journey as you go on. It's really nice to just celebrate with the people that you love and the people that you hang out with, because those are the people that are going to support you along your lifetime and just make sure that you are being healthy and being safe. That being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video, and I really hope you guys will be able to avoid these 5 money mistakes that a lot of people are repeating over and over. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button down below. It really helps out the channel, so make sure you're doing that, because I'm watching you and you better do it. Alright guys, good luck in your saving and investing journey. Peace out.